Basketball, a game of giants. When he had to, he knew all the tricks.
Nobody can pass that ball through the heart of the lane.
6. You want to put on a show here. Here we go.
Man, so I see that I was muted. So let me get back to it, man. Good afternoon, Lakerland. Welcome back. Episode 14. We rocking and rolling. We got a classic episode because this week is the road to Title 18. It all begins this Tuesday versus the Denver Nuggets, man. Shout out to Laker Nation. Big up to the NBA community. And most importantly, shout out to our Players' Choice family, man. Make sure you guys smash that like button because we got a classic show. ZZ is on his way and we got a special guest. Matter of fact, I'm going to bring my special guest up in a second. We got Dan, the Lakers fan, that's going to be joining us. Shout out to everybody that's in the live chat. I see y'all ready to rock and roll this afternoon, man. We got a big game going down Tuesday versus the Denver Nuggets. This is the ring ceremony for Denver, so the Lakers are looking to play spoilers. But we're going to break down our Lakers team going into this upcoming season bit by bit. So I hope you guys enjoyed today's show. Make sure, again, you guys smash that like button. If you're new to the Players' Choice platform, make sure that you subscribe and join the membership of the Players' Choice platform. Become a member here at Players' Choice. Let me bring my guy, Dan, the Lakers fan, up real quick as we wait for ZZ to step in. Dan, what's happening, brother?
What's up, Seven? How you doing, man?
Oh, man, I'm ready to rock, bro. You know, this is our time. We've been waiting. We've been patiently waiting, but it's our time now, brother.
That's right. Absolutely, man. Super exciting season on the way. Lots of coverage, man. Can't wait, bro.
Oh, man, it's just so exciting just to get basketball back in the mix. I want to talk about the Lakers throughout as far as preseason, as far as our projections. So I definitely appreciate you coming through back to Lakerland this week, fam.
Thanks for having me, brother. It's always a pleasure.
Before we even get started into the show, while we wait for ZZ, let everybody know, of course, where they can follow you at, Dan, and what you have lined up for opening night for the Lakers.
Well, man, as you know already, guys, or you may or may not know, Dan, the Lakers fan on YouTube, man, we got so much content coming out this year, man. Also, you could check out our brand new website, man, at Shop Court Kings, man. We got fresh merch, City of Champions. We got all this fire, bro. And I mean, so much going on this year. I mean, end-to-end coverage. I do around the league Thursdays and Saturdays, most days, with the exception of game days. But it's just, I'm excited, bro, just to tackle on this season with my my co-host, with my, just everybody, my whole team. So super hype, man. Thanks for sharing your platform, bro. Appreciate that.
Yeah, man, it's going to be a special one, man. The road to Banner 18 is in full effect versus the Denver Nuggets. So, man, let's get right into it. I do not want to waste any time. Shout out again to Lakers Nation, man. Make sure you guys in Lakerland smash that like button, share the stream, and go ahead and get ready to buckle up as we about to get things started here on Lakerland episode 14. So, Rob Pelinka, I want to start off with him. He's really the main topic of discussion. Give me your impression on Rob Pelinka as far as a report card grade. What would you be rating or grading Rob Pelinka in your eyes?
Are we talking about for this offseason, or are we talking about overall since we acquired him?
For this upcoming season, having us lose and getting swept in the Western Conference Finals, the adjustments that was made through the offseason, now that we're about to start the season off, what type of report card grade would you have given Rob Pelinka?
Man, well, I got to start with the last trading deadline. He's been killing it ever since, man. Leading up into this offseason,
Yes.
everything he's done has been A1. Because remember, when we had Westbrook and we couldn't get his contract off the books, everybody was saying we had no flexibility. They were saying we're stuck for years. We're not going to have youth. And just like that, in about a season and a half, he's turned things all the way around. Not only do we have a future now, but we got players to compete for this season and moving forward. And we're actually stacked. Like the players we acquired, I think complement the pieces we had last year at the Western Conference Finals. So I think we got even better. It's all about time now for them to gel. So I'm gonna give him an A. He gets an A from me.
Yeah, I think he's done a great job of plugging in some of the holes that was needed. I mean, there's still work to be done, in my opinion, but you really can't ask for more than what you've gotten. He's really put the pedal to the metal in the last couple of years. When you really think about it, like he's definitely, tried to do what he had to do to make the adjustments to make this team work. I do want to ask you though, Dan, do you feel like he's done a good enough job, Rob Pelinka, that he'll get a pass whether the Lakers win or lose? Like, does he get any blame if this whole thing just doesn't work? Or would you say he's already done what needs to be done? Is really up to the players on the court?
Yeah. First of all, I'd like to say, what up, chat? I see y'all in there. Listen, I think he's done everything that's required. Now it's up to the players to perform, to go out there, take the court. And, the GM, the front office execs can only do so much. Now, everybody, obviously, health is going to be a factor this season.
Right.
But we have the depth. We have the pieces that can step up even when guys go missing. So I'm very excited for that. And also, we were really tough on Rob Pelinka and Jeannie Buss about a year ago, right? When we had the Westbrook trade. I thought that was an atrocious trade. Could it actually go down as one of the worst trades in Laker history if you factor in the contract, the first round pick we gave up, and everything, right? So I thought the 360, the turnaround, is amazing. So for me, Robbie P, man, he started off hot. Obviously, the 2020 season, acquired all those pieces at the last minute when Kawhi chose to go to the Clippers.
Right.
And to where he's at now, I mean, I think he's given us a little bit of everything. He gave us the great, he gave us the not so great, and now we're back to the great again. So I think this roller coaster ride is more up than down. He's done everything in my book this offseason to put us not like you said, we might need a piece or two more, but I think the season will determine that. And this is why I think they're leaving a wide open roster spot for the buyout market or maybe trade deadline.
I want to go back to something you had said, Dan, before when we talked about the criticism that him and Jeannie had got through the whole Russell Westbrook experience. Now, I'm taking it from the aspect of, at that time, you got guys like James Harden, Kyrie Irving, and Kevin Durant, linking up in Brooklyn at that time. What the Lakers had constructed was not going to be enough to compete with a team like that. So in hindsight, we do know the Russell Westbrook trade was a wrong move. But do you blame LeBron and the Lakers for going for a former MVP to at least try to match up talent-wise at the time that they signed Russell? What was your thoughts when they actually made the deal to bring Russell on board?
Oh, well, actually, when they made the trade, I was excited because when a player comes here to the Lakers, you think they're going to sacrifice. They're going to put the name in the front of the jersey before the name on the back. And you think they're actually going to make there was even conversations that they had supposedly, right, that they were
Right.
They went out to lunch and all that to try to make it work. So all in all, you would think Russell Westbrook would have came in, he triple-double guy, he plays extremely hard. Oh, it's going to be a match made in heaven. But I was wrong as well as the front office. And I do love the fact that they corrected that mistake. It took them a year and a half. But that's the key, right? Correcting that mistake. Because we all know some front office people can be so stubborn, they can burn it to the ground before they admit they were wrong and correct that mistake, right? So that's what I appreciate about the front office more than anything. Yes, we made a mistake, but we came out better for it. And now we have a present, a past, and a future, right?
I agree. This is Lakerland, man. We got Dan, the Lakers fan, in the building, man. Make sure you guys smash that like button, subscribe to the channel. If you guys are new to Players Nation, to Players Choice, we got an unbelievable show this afternoon in preparation for opening night this upcoming Tuesday versus the Denver Nuggets. Now, when we talk about the squad itself, Dan, let's grade the Lakers as a team throughout the preseason. What report card grade would you give LA for the preseason play overall?
Preseason, yeah, actually, I covered this on my channel as well. I give them a C plus simply because they were exactly what I expected, which was them not to play all the games as a complete unit. We can't really judge too harshly based off of that. Nothing surprised me really from what I saw, other than the fact that maybe D'Angelo Russell played out of his mind.
I was about to say that surprised me for sure. Was D Russ the way he played for sure?
Yeah, if that could carry over to the regular season, you're looking at a future All-Star right there. But that was the main. But everything else, I felt like I expected Taurean Prince to come in here and make an impact. He's looked like he fits perfectly like a glove on his team. Expected a couple players to struggle here and there because new roles, right? New assignments, so they got to figure that out. It's going to take some time. But overall, I was pleased when the main core guys played. Now, obviously, Coach Darvin Ham still has to find, what rotations work with the starting lineup versus the bench, and and also the last game when we played, I felt like we were lacking a point guard, which we were. No Gabe Vincent, even the rookie was out. So all in all, I say C plus, based off the fact that they did exactly what I expected. When the main guys played, we dominated. When they didn't, we struggled.
I would have went outside on a limb and would have given them a B before the last game. Watching the way that our role players got beat up versus Phoenix, that really did concern me. I know, again, it's only a preseason game. I know we were short-manded, especially at the point guard position. But, they just dog-walked our bench players. And that really concerns me because better than I do, we're going to need everybody in this journey if we're looking to get that Larry O'Brien trophy. So it's only one preseason game, but you hate to have the last game in preparation to the games that count, just have a bad performance. So I am definitely concerned about that. I feel like D'Lo might have been the MVP in the preseason, though. Like, he's really impressed me, and I was surprised with him. What about the play of LeBron and AD? Anything stood out or concerned you about those guys leading up to the regular season?
I mean, Anthony Davis, let's start off with AD. His jump shot looks fluid. He's confident in it right now. Now, obviously, as the season progresses, that could all change. I'm not expecting what I saw in preseason to be steady. However, I think this is going to be a great year, especially defensively for Anthony Davis. Offensively, if he can, continue to stroke the ball fluidly and just play within the rhythm and the flow of the offense, he's going to easily get his 24 to 25 if that happens. Right? He's got plenty of table setters on the team. I think LeBron is actually going to defer a little bit more this year. It's going to be one of those things where I think this is. I know LeBron, he's defeating Father Time right now, but eventually the decline has to come. That's something we have to think about, right? And when that does, though, in order to transition that smoothly, LeBron has to trust his teammates. And he said this year he has the right horses in the stable, which tells me he's going to lean more on Anthony Davis. He's going to lean more on Austin Reeves, on Rui. He's going to lean more on D'Angelo Russell. Those guys are going to have to, at least for the season, for the regular season, they're going to have to carry a bit more. So what I see is LeBron actually starting to take a step back a little bit and knowing when to attack and when to shoot in spurts, right? And he's so talented that he can still get his 23 plus in a flurry, right, in a couple of quarters. So that's how I feel about the whole situation, man. I think exactly what I expected. AD to come out looking more aggressive and LeBron to set the table a little bit more throughout the course of games.
Are you okay with that approach, though, Dan, when we're talking about LeBron taking a little bit of a back seat, because there's no new players that's going to be quarterback in this offense. And I still believe that when we talk about basketball IQ, LeBron is still the best on that roster. So are you comfortable that we won't get a lot of mistakes from the D'Angelo Russells, the Austin Reeves, these other guys that LeBron may put more responsibility when we talk about usage rate?
Yeah, I actually think it's a great thing for them to have that responsibility early on. That way, come the postseason, they're not really relying too much on him. We saw what happened last year. He was gassed by the time he got to the Western Conference Finals. And because there was still a lack of trust amongst the new teammates, even on the last possession of the season, you see him attack, go 1-on-2, get blocked, end of the season. Teammates were open. Right. However, we need to develop that trust early on. This is what training camp, preseason, regular season is for. I'm very comfortable with that because I think he can still facilitate without being super aggressive, kind of just read the game. He's one of the most intelligent players we've ever seen. So that's not going to be hard for him. And when I talk about not carrying as much, I'm talking about the offensive load and him having to always attack or having to always create for himself and teammates. I think we heard Darvin Ham mention how Austin Reeves has gained some trust, and he's going to do he's going to run some point guard handling duties, right? Well, we've seen what D'Angelo Russell's been doing, being more aggressive. So I think this is all starting to transition into a very underrated LeBron season where he's kind of going to have to take a step back. But then postseason, I think we're going to see him unleash the beast, especially if he's fully healthy and he's got his legs under him, right? So I'm actually very comfortable with this, and I actually want this to happen. I want AD to finally take that torch that we've been waiting on since we traded for him, fam.
That's right.
I want these things to happen because we have the talent. Even Christian Wood, he didn't have the best preseason, but people don't understand when you're in a new environment, and he tried to play within the flow of the team, right? We just need Christian Wood to do Christian Wood and just attack the paint and hit the little middies whenever he's open and just do those things. Averages 15 to 16 points per game off the bench. That's going to be another weapon, right? And now you got Rui coming off the bench, another weapon. And not to mention, Gabe Vincent is so underrated. He's going to be doing some things for us that I've seen already in the first couple of games that I'm like, okay, Dennis was doing this defensively, but offensively, sometimes he was inconsistent. Let's see if he can give us a little bit more consistency there, right? So it's a lot of factors into this. But yes, LeBron taking a backseat, I think, is mandatory this season in order for us to thrive, at least for the regular season.
All right, Lakerland, y'all let us know in the live chat, what report card grade would y'all give the Los Angeles Lakers for this preseason that is done? How do y'all feel? How good, how bad do y'all feel like they have performed overall? Let me see some of those report card grades that you would give the Lakers in the preseason. Big shout out to the big homie Irvin K in the building. Sumo 85, man, salute to you, fam. Shout out to everybody that's in the live chat. Make sure, again, Lakerland, that you guys smash that like button. Now, I do want to ask you another question, Dan. When we talk about projections for this upcoming season for our Lakers, I want to talk about identity. We have been pretty much a defensive, identified type of team for the last couple of years. According to Darvin Ham, this offseason, they've really made a priority to surround LeBron with shooters.
Right.
Do you think the identity of the Lakers will change from of a defensive presence to more of a shooting type of presence? What do you think the identity of the Lakers will be for this upcoming season, at least to start?
I don't think the identity will change. I think we'll improve upon defense, and that'll actually help our offense because we'll get stops. We'll get out in transition. As a result, there'll be better, wide open, higher percentage buckets to be had, right? So defense should always be our MO because historically the Lakers have always won championships through defense first. Like even that 2020 team was elite defensively. We had KCP out there on the wing. You had Kuzma able to switch multiple positions. You had Caruso. So plenty of good defenders to go along with AD and LeBron. And that's always the key, right? But the shooting does seem to have improved. I think the addition of Taurean Prince is huge as a true definition of a 3-and-D wing. And I do think we're going to see more consistency beyond the arc because of these additions, right? Even Christian Wood can space the floor. Gabe Vincent can shoot. Cam Reddish, I'm not sure if he's going to carve himself a role out. He had a tough preseason. But I don't never give up on young talent as long as we got Phil Handy. So we'll see what he turns out to be, et cetera, right? So, yeah, I think we'll still be a defensive-minded team with better efficiency in transition.
What are our weaknesses, bro? What would you say going into this season are immediate weaknesses that gives you cause to pause about our team?
Rebounding has been a weakness since 2020, bro. Like even preseason, we've given up so many second chance points, and part of that is some of the small lineups that Darvin Ham runs at times. That I think we've been very critical of him. But yeah, defensive rebounding has been a struggle over the past couple of seasons. Now we got some size. It's all about using the right combinations and having the right size out there when the opposition throws their size out there, right? So rebounding to me is a huge concern as of right now, but I think if they play the right pieces, we'll be straight.
Yeah, man, I was real good with this roster. I'm not going to lie. And again, I don't want to take preseason out of context, But when we have Vando hurt, he's so questionable when it comes to injuries. I'm really relying on Vando this season to be a defensive and a rebounding presence for the Lakers. Christian Wood, you spoke on Christian Wood. You got to give him time to gel and get it together. So I'm pretty patient with him, but I felt like Rui Hachimura, I thought that he's going to be very impactful for the success this season for the Lakers. But I'm watching him versus Phoenix. I'm like, man, I need you to develop a bigger bag. I need you to get some moves because all I see you doing is just driving. I just need him to, open up his game a little bit more. But overall, man, I am just real excited to see LeBron starting off with a roster that you really can take serious, and you don't have trade talks before the damn season starts. So
right,
that's something good.
Yeah, that's a nice turn of events right there. And to your point about Rui, bro, I'm actually not that concerned about him because to me, he's always been the type of player you got to get him. He's either really good in transition or you got to get him going in the half-court set. And I think a point guard, and not to discredit, obviously, the defense that Phoenix played on him in the preseason, but he, like you say, he should be cooking, right? But a lot of those times, point guards are just crucial to get you in your spots where you can just grab and go, right? You could just drop step and put a move on somebody, or you could just, be deep down in the paint, bully somebody, turn around jump shot, which it looks like it's one of his favorite moves, right? He's starting to bully people down low and then hit him with the little turnaround post fade. So that's nice to see. I agree with you, though. Maybe he can improve the ball handling a little bit because, that way he doesn't have to rely so much on the point guard. He can get to his own spots and finish because, like you said, he's straight line driving a lot. So, very Trevor Ariza-esque when he used to attack, right? He wouldn't change. Yeah, he wouldn't change a pace or switch directions, but what he would do is straight line drives. You got a poster on your hands, right? So, I think Rui's going to figure that out. He's still relatively young. What is he, 24, 25? And this is really the true franchise that he's ever played for, right? So, but I thought he was sensational in the postseason. And I'm always of this mindset, Seven. Anybody who could kill in the postseason better be killing in the regular season as well because it's a lot easier, or it should be. So, yeah, I think he'll be just fine. Get him that point guard to set him up in his spots, and he'll be averaging anywhere between, 13 and 17 points.
When we talk about, let's say, unsung heroes, who is that guy that may have to be like that wild card, the ace in the hole, outside of the LeBron and AD? Who is that one guy that you project to be that diamond in the rough for the Lakers this upcoming season?
So we're talking like breakout player, or we're talking about just somebody that we didn't expect to. Because if it's a breakout player,
even with expectations, though, even if you have expectations on this one player, who are you confident that's going to meet those expectations, or who do you feel like is going to have a breakout season that's really going to help the Lakers move on?
Okay, well, I'll split this up into two answers because answer number one, who do I expect to have a breakout season? We just talked about him, Rui Hachimura. I think he's going to come out here, average 13 to 17 points. Does that off the bench, he will be a candidate for Sixth Man of the Year, right? So I think he's going to be, obviously, a breakout candidate. I think he's going to build on what he did last year, and he's going to look even better this year. But if we're talking about up-and-coming player, diamond in the rough, like last year's Austin Reeves, I think it'll be Max Christie. I think Max Christie has the tools. Now, at times, during the preseason, we saw that he was inefficient at times, right, compared to how he looked in Summer League. And the reason being, to me, is because he's a high-volume shooter. Like, he needs more shots, and the more shots he gets, the better he gets. Right now, he's going to have to learn how to play off ball like Austin Reeves, like D'Lo did, if he wants to be efficient and impactful on this roster. So I could see him breaking out this year. His defense is already pretty solid, right? It has potential to become elite in the future. And he has all of the tools to be a really good offensive player. He's athletic. The jump shot form looks nice. He's got decent handles. He can get to his spots. So look for him to be that diamond in the rough breakout player.
Who's the third guy right now, like today, if you had to put your rent money on it? Is it Rui or is it Austin Reeves to you?
To me, it's Austin Reeves, fam. I mean, he proved himself the first season when he was a rookie. He didn't get all the opportunities, but when he did, he was even hitting game winners, starting from Summer League all the way to regular season. Right. And then last year, he proved he got all-star potential. Like, that's something a lot of people didn't see coming, but I saw it early on, man. His poise is second to none. Like, I don't think he's self-aware of who he is. He think he's Super Saiyan or something, bro. He's different, right? So that's what I like about him. He really is him, bro. Austin Reeves is the third player, and at times he's gonna look like the second best player. That's how good he is. So, yeah.
ZZ in the building. What's up, gang?
Finally. I was trying to restart my computer, and it took like 20 minutes, but here I am, ladies and gentlemen. What did I miss? Please inform me. Dan the man, what's going on, bro?
You the man, so you know the show don't start until you arrive, so it's all good. ZZ, this is my brother Dan, the Lakers fan. Dan, this is ZZ, our other host here at Lakerland, man.
How you doing?
Salute to you. So we basically, bro, kind of breaking down the Lakers as far as a preseason and giving out report card grades, things of that nature before we start to talk about this upcoming game versus the Denver Nuggets. So before we get into halftime of the show, let me just ask you the same thing I asked Dan. ZZ, who do you think is going to be that unsung hero for the Lakers outside of LeBron James or Anthony Davis?
Outside of those two, the first person that comes to mind is Austin Reeves, obviously. Outside of him, if I had to go for somebody that I'd say would be an underrated gem for the Lakers, I'm going to go Jackson Hayes. I see the upside in his potential with this team defensively. And I like Jackson Hayes. He's very athletic. You pair that alongside the defensive capabilities that AD shows and has shown throughout the preseason. Right. Then you factor all that in and you think to yourself, okay, well, I know Christian Wood isn't going to be giving me defense off the bench, but Jackson Hayes has a lot of potential to do so. Another person from that graphic is Rui Hachimura, obviously. We all like Rui here on Lakerland. We love Big Japan. That's the dog. But we genuinely think that with Rui, it's interesting because I think he's going to be that six-man option, that spark plug option off the bench where it's like, you're getting beat up by the starting lineup, and then boom, here comes Rui Hachimura to kind of keep pushing that bench unit to keep going. But who do you think, Seven? I'm curious. Are you going to say D'Lo? Please don't say D'Lo.
Yes, exactly. I'm absolutely saying D'Angelo Russell, bro. Like, because again, leadership. When I say leadership, I'm not trying to say that he trumps LeBron or AD, but just being a floor general is going to be so important. Like mistakes, it will just destroy this team because I'm still got my eye on Darvin Ham when it comes to lineups and stuff like that. Like we really cannot afford to have a mistake maker out there controlling this basketball, and we don't want LeBron burning out before we even get to April and May and stuff like that. So D'Angelo Russell, to me, he might not be the third best player on the Lakers, but I do feel like he's going to be the third most important because I'm confident that Austin Reeves is going to be consistent and show a level of stability when we talk about his play. But D'Angelo could make or break the success of the Lakers, honestly, because of, how he has to control the offense depending on how much of responsibility. Now, Dan, I need you, bro, to convince me that Max Christie is one of those guys because I've actually heard some of the professional analysts speak about how he is the future possibly of the Lakers, but I don't really see it yet. So what are you seeing in Max Christie that you're buying in so much?
Well, I'll tell you this, and I see the same thing in Maxwell Lewis, our second round pick this year.
Okay.
They just have all the tools, man. We're talking about size, athleticism, the speed, the versatility. It's all about player development now. And if we look at Max Christie, when he first came in the league and he played summer league, he looked almost unplayable on the offensive end. He was missing everything. He couldn't even hit the rim. You know what I'm saying? Like, even if his life depended on it. So you look at that versus now, like where he's at now. He summer league, he was the best player hands down. He looked better than our borderline lottery pick in Jalen Hood-Schifino. He looked better, and that's obviously to be expected because rookies are rookies, right? He looked like he had a tremendous amount of growth from last year to now. And so you start putting that together and you're like, okay, Laker player development staff is A1, man. I'm talking steak sauce. And if you put that with Max Christie's work ethic and how mature he sounds when he does the interviews and everything, and that poise he has when he's out there on the court, and you just know that it's eventually going to click for this kid. The tools are there. It just has to click for him. Defensively, he's already a menace. I saw him play live when he went up against Trae Young last season, and he was clamping him up for limited minutes, right? But I was like, oh my goodness, like I was there, and I told my girlfriend, I turned over and I says, this kid is going to be amazing. Give him a couple years, and we'll just watch how good he's going to be. Because his defensive prowess, he reminded me of one Tony Allen, the way he was shading him. And I was like, if he could do that and then knock down the jumper, he's going to find minutes throughout the course of his career and maybe even more. And then we come into this summer league and we see him really looking like a young stud, man. I mean, he took the reins from that team and he led them. And I was like, yep, this is going to be the season where he's either going to find some valuable minutes or maybe even more, maybe even break out. So this is why I answered your question like that. And I said, to me, he's going to be the diamond in the rough. I think he'll be the backup shooting guard. And I think he'll beat out Cam Reddish. As much as I like Cam because of his size and everything, I didn't really see anything preseason. And it's still premature, still early. I didn't see anything to let me know that he's going to secure that backup role. And when I see Max, I was like, yep, that's my guy.
Mm-hmm. All right, this is Lakerland, boys and girls. Make sure y'all smash that like button. Episode 14. Y'all know the vibes, yes, man. It's going down this Tuesday, opening night versus the Denver Nuggets. We're about to go into halftime of the show. We got some announcements and things to make, man. Again, do remember to subscribe to the Players Choice family. If you are new to our platform, join the membership, become a member of Players Choice. Make sure you guys, again, smash that like button for us here at Lakerland. We definitely appreciate it. If you guys are on social media, make sure you follow us at PC_Lakerland. And also make sure you guys follow my brother Dan, the Lakers fan, on YouTube. He also got a dope lineup when it comes to the Lakers, and I know he's going to shake some things up this upcoming season. So shout out again to the DTLF platform for sure. ZZ, do you have anything for the rumor report before we get into the second half of the show?
I thought that I had something, but I couldn't really find any solidified rumors, so I just found some storylines that I'm going to throw out at y'all just to let y'all know like what to expect, and I want to hear what y'all think. This is open to the live chat as well. What y'all think about some of the best storylines going into this season, and what do y'all think is the best storyline? So the first one is the most obvious one, and that's the Suns' new big three. So I'm going to throw that out there. We have other storylines like Dame joining the Bucks, obviously, Celtics and Drew Holiday and all that, CP3 joining the Warriors, which I am very interested to see and has been working out quite well for the Warriors throughout the preseason. Wembanyama and Chet, this is their first year in the league together. Darvin Ham wanting AD to shoot 6 threes per game is also a storyline that's Bleach Report reported, so that's hilarious. And then obviously the biggest one that I want to talk to y'all about right now to start off, will James Harden get traded? I want to hear y'all's thoughts on James Harden just because. James Harden, I've seen him in the last few years get thrown into so many different trade scenarios and mostly at his request. But for James Harden and a player of his caliber, I am confident to say that with all the rumors going on with Klay Thompson and his max contract negotiations with the Warriors, I can confidently say that Klay Thompson could probably get a max contract from a team before James Harden could, and going into 2024, going into this season.
No way.
Good Lord.
No way.
Because good Lord. And here's why I say that. A player like James Harden is talented, obviously, all-time great. We get all of that. James Harden hasn't been playing like an all-time great for the last 3 postseasons.
Facts.
Or more. Honestly, maybe even going back to 5. I can date back to a lot of times in Houston where he looked like the worst player on the court, even though on the marquee he was the face of the freaking franchise. So I say all that to say, yes, James Harden called Daryl Morey a liar and all of this. And yes, Daryl Morey probably promised him a contract after he took the pay cut, yada, yada, yada. But think about it. If you're Daryl Morey and you you said, yeah, James, like, we have so much hope for this season. We understand that you and Joel could be great, and we want to see it, and yada, yada, yada. And then in both of your postseasons, you shit the bed. Both of them. In games 5, 6, and 7 last year, James Harden was atrocious. He had 2 great games in that Celtics series. 2 great ones. And we were all like, yay. But then at the when it started getting down to the nitty-gritty, and we're down to game 5, game 6, game 7, James Harden's a no-show. So James Harden is thinking to himself going into this offseason, I'm still James Harden. Like, yeah, somebody going, don't nobody want you. Houston don't even want you no more. They got Dylan Brooks. They have Dylan Brooks. Think about that.
That's cold hard.
That's wild to me. So I want to know y'all's thoughts. I want to know y'all's opinions on this whole James Harden saga, because 3 teams in less than 2 years is crazy. but I need to know.
Well, if I could chime in here, bro, for me personally, I've never been a James Harden
With
fan.
me,
His
I
play
think
style-
James Harden, whether you like it or love it.
Oh,
Go
shit,
ahead,
hold
bro.
on.
My bad. Go ahead, bro.
No. Go ahead, Dan. Go ahead, Dan.
I'm saying for me personally, I've never been a fan of James Harden. Like his play style just disgusts me, man. His flopping, like his ability to try to get to the lane and flop and draw fouls. I used to hate when he used to like bear hug people's arms and draw the foul. Like that shit drove me crazy, bro. For years, I always thought, and I always used to say this on my channel. People thought I was a hater. I'm not. He's from my hometown, so I'm not a hater. But he was a product of the Mike D'Antoni system, plus the poor officiating. You combine both of those things, and you had damn near MVP caliber numbers for those years.
Mm-hmm.
However, when the league started changing the rules and they got tough, right, and they stopped giving him all the calls, he struggled. And we saw that especially as he declined. He struggled, especially in the postseason. You don't get all the calls in the postseason. And as a result, we see what James Harden is now. We see him for his true colors. He's an inconsistent player who can still put up big numbers from time to time, but he's not going to impact you on a winning team. And I think our very own GOAT, Kobe Bryant, called that out when he was still alive, God rest his soul. But pretty much he said, you can't win this style of basketball. It's all offense, no defense, just running up and down and trying to outrun your opponent. There's the same reason why the Phoenix Suns, as talented as they were in 06, 07, did not win a championship, right? So I'll say James Harden should never get a max contract for the rest of his life. I think he robbed a couple of teams on the way, and congratulations, you played the game, player. But I think that little Cinderella run is wraps for James Harden. I wish him the best. He's from my hometown, so I wish him the best.
Go ahead, Seven. Seven, you with us?
Yeah, I just feel like, and I told my brother Hank from Sports Game Vision, I told him, can y'all hear me?
Yeah.
A little delayed, but you're good.
Can y'all hear me?
Yeah.
Oh, I just feel like, man, with James, how about now?
Yeah.
Okay.
He's delayed.
He's doing what he got to do to get out of Philly. He's doing what he got to do to get out of Philly, but I don't think he's going to land where he wants to land. He don't have the leverage to do that.
Yeah. I feel you on that. So let's move
Am I
forward.
still delayed?
Yeah. Is it Seven or is it me?
No, it's
All right.
7.
Am
He's
I delayed
Okay.
still,
All right.
fellas?
Yeah, bro,
Yeah,
you
but-
are. You're probably hearing this like
Wait a minute.
5 to 10 seconds after, but yeah, you're delayed.
All right, let
We
me
gonna
go out and
Yeah, we're gonna let Seven do that, and then we're just gonna keep it pushing here on Lakerland, ladies and gentlemen. Dan the Laker fan, my bad, it's in the building. I want to say Dan the man just because like I love that. Like that, I feel like that's
You
like
can call me whatever you want to play. It's all good, man. Listen, at the end of the day, it's all love, bro.
Yes, sir. So we're at halftime right now. We're about to get into the second half topics. We got a Lakers versus Nuggets preview on Tuesday night. Dan, how you feeling about AD and Jokic? Yet another matchup. What we feeling for Tuesday night?
Oh man, I'm feeling AD coming out with a chip on his shoulder. And I ain't talking about Frito Lay. You know what I'm saying? Like he's coming out here, bro, and I want to see the get back. I'm really trying to, as a Laker fan, I'm really trying to see him and Bron. I know Mike Malone out here sounding like Post Malone because he's doing a lot of singing. And you got to come out here with the right mindset, set the tone early in the season, and cook folks. You know what I'm saying? So I hope that they come out here and they do that. So that's my hope for it. Now, the reality of the situation is Denver is very dangerous. We're playing in the Mile High, so it's going to be high altitude. They have the advantage there. The disadvantage for them is that it's ring night. Emotions are going to be high. We could catch them slipping. So hopefully the Lakers come prepared and we're ready to go to war, man.
I feel that. Seven, I just hopped right into Dan's thoughts about the opening night between Lakers and Nuggets. So if you wanted to keep going from there, you got it, bro.
are y'all able to hear
I think
me now? Am I good?
I think you might still be a little delayed, just a little bit, but better.
Still delayed?
Yeah, better. It's better than what it was.
Uh,
I think.
okay. All right. ZZ, continue on. I'm gonna try to get this right.
All right, for sure, for sure. So for
Continue
me, when I look at the Lakers and I look at the Nuggets, I think I'm with you on the whole AD having a chip on his shoulder. I'm with you on the entire Lakers having a chip on their shoulder because, like you said, Mike Malone been doing a whole lot of singing, and I think we talked about it on episode it might have been like 7 or 6, but we were talking about how if it was appropriate for the Nuggets to be talking this much, and I was like, man, look, they won the championship. When you looked at the Western Conference Finals last year, Mike Malone did have a point where he said that the media was more focused on the Lakers making it to the Western Conference Finals than the Nuggets. Now, I understand him on that point, but at the same time, I think that it was more of a shocker to see LA in the Western Conference Finals than it was for Denver. It was more of an expectation to see Denver in the Western Conference Finals last year as opposed to LA. So, obviously, the media is going to, do what they got to do. They're going to run with that story. And appropriately so. The Lakers from a play-in spot after the trade deadline, because of some phenomenal trades from Rob Pelinka, they end up in the Western Conference Finals. And it's like, we're looking at LeBron as one of the oldest dinosaurs in the league, and he's in the Western Conference Finals now. And LeBron gives us a masterclass in Game 4 as the only player to show up in that damn game, which genuinely, I think that some Bron haters turned into Bron fans, because if you look at LeBron, if you look at some of the greatest moments of LeBron's career where he's done some big carry jobs, how can you hate that? That's how I look at it. It's like the equivalent of what Luka Doncic has been doing since he walked into the league. Everybody praises Luka Doncic for carrying the bum slums of the Dallas Mavericks, besides Kyrie Irving now.
Right.
But LeBron was doing it. It was nah, I don't like that. He's not, they just throwing shit at the wall. So that's interesting for me. But when I look at this Lakers and Nuggets matchup, I think that the Lakers are going to come out on top. At least that's where I'm putting my money. Simply because I think that LeBron's going to have himself a game. I think LeBron's going to come in ready. I think Jokic is going to cook regardless. I think Jokic is never really phased by a lot of stuff. I mean, he can be, like when he, what he did to the Morris twin, but good Lord. Jokic is going to be chilling. I think Jamal's going to be chilling. MPJ. I'm interested to see this Nuggets lineup and rotation without Bruce Brown. I'm trying to see who's going to be that spark plug and things of that nature.
That's the key right there, ZZ. I think, and my bad, not to cut you off, but that's the key right there, bro. I think because they lost Bruce Brown, I think that's a bigger loss than they thought. Kind of like when the Lakers lost KCP. Like we thought we could replace that instantly, but nah, it was a loss. So I am curious to see how they adapt to that.
I feel you on that. It was like because with KCP, it was a matter of he had stretches where he shot poorly, but when he when he was on fire, it was like that was what made the team the most deadly, like that it could possibly be. Run. And so I think that the Lakers pulled the trigger a little bit too soon on that, because the fact that KCP went out there last season and shot a career high from 3 with Nikola Jokic passing him the rock now is insanity to me. So I feel you on that. But I think it's been a journey for them, and they found, Austin Reeves, and he's been able to come into his own and get his Austin Reeves is a bucket getter, bro. Like he just can get his own bucket pretty much whenever he wants, because I don't think the defense really game plans for him as much as they should, because they're thinking about AD and LeBron, you know what I'm saying? So that's how I'm looking at it. But I'm seeing the Lakers coming out on top on Tuesday. Lakerland, let me know how y'all feel in the comments, who y'all got Lakers versus Nuggets on open tonight. Let me know. 7, how we feeling? Are we still delayed? If we are, we might as well just
yes, sir. Can you hear me?
Mm-hmm.
Are you guys able to hear me, or am I still?
Yeah. We're able to.
Somebody said they got Lake Show by 30. Tank, my man, my man said my man's been a blowout. Suns over Warriors. Interesting. Can't wait to not see that happen. Steph's gonna cut every single one of them. You can't guard all of us. Yeah, Kevin. That's the funniest thing to me. KD is so hilarious because it's like he's right. You can't guard all of them, but they also all can't play defense. So it's except Booker, and KD on occasion. But Bradley Beal is not moving me defensively. He's moving me offensively for sure.
But I'll be honest. I still believe that the Phoenix Suns are that team that's going to challenge the Lakers the most in the West. Like I think that even though Denver are defending champions, I think they caught a lot of people slipping last year. But now everybody's aware of what Denver's doing. They're going to try to punish you with size and ball movement.
Yeah.
But this year, yeah, watch out for the Suns because I thought they, after they made these trades, they definitely blustered up the team. And I think their depth is better than people give them credit for. Like they got some shooters off the bench. They got some guys who can do some stuff, some solid role players as well, like Josh Okogie. So they're not as thin as people think they are. However, I think where the Lakers have the edge is Anthony Davis. Who in the hell is going to stop Anthony Davis? We saw what he did to Nurkic, and that's just preseason. Right?
Yeah.
So that's where I think we have the advantage. I think they were better off keeping Ayton for rim protection purposes than even though Nurkic is very gifted offensively, bro, defense wins championships at the end of the day.
Yeah, AD was all that giftedness on offense. AD completely disregarded. He said, "Nah." He had like what 3-4 blocks on him.
Yeah, 5 blocks in the first quarter, bro.
Yeah, bro. I'm like, yo, that is just wild. Like it was like I would just feel defeated at that point. But so I'm gonna ask you this question. We're gonna transition in because we already talked about the anticipated matchup. AD Jokic. You said you're thinking AD coming in with the chip on his shoulder. I agree. Duo for duo, though, I need to ask you. Duo for duo, who do you think is better going into next season, or who will be better going into next season? LeBron and AD, or Jokic and Jamal Murray?
LeBron and AD easily. And I know people will say, well, they're not the ones who got swept, right? But here's the thing. Every game we played, the last Western Conference Finals, had D'Angelo Russell made a couple more of those shots, had the Lakers just like made their free throws, the little fundamentals, we could have been the ones winning that series, right? Because we were in every single game. And some of those games we were leading all the way into the fourth quarter. And so I do believe LeBron and AD are the better duo because, even though LeBron's a year older, he can still take over, man. And even though Anthony Davis obviously has battled through injuries, when he's healthy, he's an absolute monster. There was a conversation that he was the best in the league, the way he was playing in the playoffs, all the way until the Western Conference Finals. So when we got there and he got outplayed by Jokic, all those talks went away. So I know AD heard that, and I know he sees that. And I know this is why he's going to come in and try to destroy him. But I look forward to it, bro.
I feel that. In the chat, I'm seeing Hugh Martin. My man said Jokic and Murray, they're younger with better chemistry as a duo. To that point, I agree with him on that. I'm taking Jokic and Murray off of the fact that I do like the fact that they're younger. I think that they have better chemistry than LeBron and AD because with LeBron and AD, I don't think that we've ever gotten to a point besides 2020 where LeBron and AD, like you could just kind of tell that they were playing off of each other. That's the thing that I like about duos. Wait, where did he go? Is Dan you still there?
Yeah.
Okay, great. So back to my point about that. I think that when I look at duos, I think do they play well off of each other? KD and Devin Booker are a prime example of this. KD and Kyrie were a good example of this, but they didn't really, and it resulted to winning when it was just the two of them. They were going on win streaks of like plus 10 throughout the time, but right before they got traded. So even with that duo, I was like, this duo plays off of each other well. Steph and Klay play off of each other well. Draymond and Steph play off of each other well. LeBron and AD, what you have there is, LeBron with the old wisdom and the game to match it up. Still an elite player, still top 5 in the league at the age of 45. We get all that. But at the same time, what you have is Anthony Davis, who is supposed to be that guy on that team. Like LeBron said, this is supposed to be AD, supposed to be the franchise. Now, realistically, when you have LeBron on your team, he is the franchise player. Everyone else is second fiddle, and that's just what it is because, like, it's LeBron. But like you said, going into this season, you think LeBron's going to defer to AD more? Now, if he does that and they're able to play off of that, and like you said, I heard you saying earlier, LeBron picking at spots and things like that. If that happens, I'm with you on that because then they're going to unlock that part of their duo where it's like LeBron could say, AD, I'm going to feed it to you in the post. We're going to run some pick and roll action. You're going to get yours. Then when the defense starts collapsing in on you, I'm going to get mine. That right there is going to make them even more dangerous because with LeBron being 39 and his defense not really being not bad, I don't think, but it can be bad at times throughout spurts. Sometimes he just doesn't want to play, which I get it. He's old. But at the same time, Anthony Davis's excuses for not playing defense don't match up to me because it's like you said, when he's healthy, top 5 straight up. I can make a legitimate argument for him to be top 5. I can cut some guys out of my list when AD is healthy and going, right?
Right.
So if we have that this year, matched with I am praying for 65 plus games for AD. That's my depoy right there.
Okay, those are all great points, but let me ask you this, bro, just to counter your argument. All great points. I agree with all of them. But when we're talking about duos, you strip down the roster and you just put a 2 versus 2 on the court. All right, you got LeBron, you got AD, you got Jokic, and you got Murray. Who would you take?
Obviously, I'm taking LeBron and AD. And
but why? Let me ask you why. Let me ask you why. That's the question.
More specifically, size.
That's the reason why I think you're right is because Anthony Davis and LeBron James could both lock up their counterparts, while Murray can't guard LeBron and Jokic one-on-one can't guard AD. Right? As a team, they did a great job of being pesky, getting their hand in active lanes. I thought Aaron Gordon was phenomenal. I thought KCP was huge. Bruce Brown. They all disrupted our offense. But if we're talking about a duo, 2-on-2, you strip down the team, take all that away, and I'm taking AD and LeBron. That's why I make that argument. But you made some great points, and I feel you on your duo. I mean, you can't go wrong either one. So
I feel you. I like that. I like that. So right now, 7
fellas, can y'all hear me?
Yeah.
Can y'all hear me?
Yeah,
all right. I apologize so much, LAKERLAND, for the technical difficulties. I know, Dan, I know you got to step off, brother, so I'm not going to hold you because I know you got some things going on. Let everybody know one more time, bro, where they can follow you at before we move on to the next hour of the show.
For sure. Appreciate you, 7. It's easy.
Yes, sir.
ShopCourtKings.com, man. Go get your merch. Listen, we got some of the best basketball apparel and more heat coming throughout the course of the season. So make sure you guys go ShopCourtKings.com and check us out there. We just launched last week, free shipping on everything. And secondly, man, just my platform, man. Dan, the Lakers fan on YouTube. Listen, we got Around the League coming through Thursdays and most Saturdays, and just daily Laker coverage on there. So definitely check us out. Appreciate y'all, man. Thank y'all so much for having me.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir, brother, man.
Y'all have a good one, man. Take it easy.
You too. You too.
Oh, man. Appreciate you as always, bro. You already know, man. You do the same,
Absolutely.
Dan. Appreciate you.
Thank you.
All right, LAKERLAND,
Yes,
give us
sir.
1 second, man. We're trying to get things together. Big Ox in the building. Salute Ox, our family. Speak up, bro. I see.
Hey, isn't this supposed
I
to be a PG product? Isn't this supposed to be a PG product? I don't think he can say that word. Love you, Big Ox. But no, he's right though. He's right. I agree with him.
Shout out to Big Ox in the building, man.
Yeah. What we getting into next?
So do I still got a delay? I don't know,
think
man.
so. I think
let's roll the. You think I'm good?
Yeah, I think you're good.
All right, let's roll the LAKERWwill, and see what we're going to talk about next. Let's try this then. Let's do that.
Let's go. Interesting. And it's supposed to be like a dun-on noise. 7, you're muted.
The haters about to come out now, bro. They and I got this technical issue. We got a storm. We got a windstorm going down in my neighborhood right now, and it's messing up my internet connection. And I think that's what's messing up my stream. So I'm gonna need you to hold this down while I try to get this together. I'll be right back with you guys.
For sure.
But I'm still in the lobby. All right.
For sure. All right. So now we're gonna get into the ZZ part of the show. Since I don't know how to work any of this stuff and bring y'all down, because I really just want to drop the link in the chat. As a matter of fact, I have an idea. I'm gonna do it through my phone. So, in the meantime, what other topics do we have to discuss today? One of which is, let me see. Coaching individual awards. Yeah, let me just go ahead and get this off my chest. So we were going to talk today about MVPs, Rookie of the Years, DPOYs, and Coach of the Year. So everybody in the chat right now, yeah, there we go. They dropped it in the chat. Join me now. Everybody in the chat, give me your MVP, Rookie of the Year, DPOY, and Coach of the Year. Your predictions, right? And so for some of you who are old enough, you might be able to put those predictions into a bet and win a lot of money. So yeah, think about that. But outside of that, yeah, just drop them in the chat because I really want to see. My DPOY pick is, I think, could actually win it. I genuinely think he could win it.
Who's that?
That is the man, or excuse me, the kid, the myth, the legend, the giraffe, Victor Wembanyama. That's my pick for DPOY this year.
Really?
That
Over
is,
AD?
is. Yep. And I'm gonna tell you, I can tell you one reason why. It's only one reason. It's only one reason why. I think Victor Wembanyama is going to average more blocks than anyone else in the league this year. Genuinely. He might average 5 blocks a game. Genuinely. Now, AD gonna get his too. I just don't think he's gonna average blocks than Victor
Davis
Wembanyama.
this preseason.
You must have been watching Victor Wembanyama this preseason. Good Lord. This man is this. You can't guard him, and then he can guard you. He's long. Like his wingspan is like frightening for anybody that's dribbling the ball. And you see this big freaking behemoth in front of you. Like that's crazy for me. But AD is my second choice. AD is my second choice. I just don't think he's going to get the 65 games. Hopefully he does. And if he does, I think the media probably is going to be like, yeah, let's give it to him. But it's all up to that. I think Victor Wembanyama might play 65 plus games as compared to Anthony Davis, but we'll see. They're both my locks. If it isn't Victor, it's AD. I think Giannis can come after that. I think I'd have Giannis after Anthony Davis because I think AD is going to focus primarily on identifying himself as the DPOY, throughout the season. So we'll see.
I think Jason Tatum got a big shot at winning MVP.
I like it. He started on my list.
I'm willing to go with Jason Tatum. We could get a repeat from Joel Embiid, but Joel Embiid might be wind up in 2 different destinations this season. So I got my eye. I would have to pick Jason Tatum off the top. Defensive Player of the Year. I'm going with AD, bro. I'm going with Anthony Davis. Head Coach of the Year. I think Greg Popovich is going to get it. I think they're going to give it to him because I predicted that San Antonio will find their way into the play-in tournament. I think so many storylines will be behind San Antonio. They're going to have Greg looking good on his way out. So I will be on the lookout for that.
I feel that. For me, so wait, who you got for Rookie of the Year?
Oh, man.
Is it Chet or is it Wemby?
I think it's going to be Wemby, but I like Chet. I like Chet Holmgren. I'm not even going to hold you, bro. But I think it's going to be Wemby. It's just too much hype around it. It's his to lose.
Yeah. What you thinking about?
Evan Mobley is nice.
Scoot in there.
Evan Mobley is nice, but when we're talking about projection,
I'm throwing Scoot. I'm throwing Brandon Miller in there. You don't think they got some shots?
Not Scoot. No way. No.
You ain't a fan of Scoot?
It's not that I'm not a fan of Scoot Henderson, but Portland is not going to show any type of success or progress, so he's going to go under the radar. They're not going to be televised, so you're not going to get to see him play that much.
I don't know. I think Portland might be built. I think Portland got a better shot than San Antonio. I think San Antonio's only shot is through Victor Wembanyama, but I think Portland, you surrounded Scoot and they brought in DeAndre Ayton and the Tom Lord's over there. So they have some sort of identity as a team in which I don't know who they're going to run their offense through. DeAndre Ayton thinks that it's going to be through him. We'll see about that. But I think that Portland has something there where it's like they actually, with Dame being gone, they got together a competent team, in the process. They lost Dame, but they got some young guys over there that they're looking to prove themselves and prove that Portland isn't just, poverty. But whatever. We'll see. Anyway, for me, Rookie of the Year, Wemby. DPOY, Wemby. MVP Jokic.
Wow.
Jokic
Okay.
is my MVP.
Jokic
I think
gaining his crown. Okay.
yeah. I got Jokic at 1 outside, and then but besides that, Giannis, because I think that him and Dame are gonna win a lot of games in the East. I think they're gonna be between the 1 and the 2 seed, and then Tatum at 3, obviously. For Tatum, he just has because he's so young, not so young, but because he's young, he still has time, like, to kind of continuously have us say, okay, he might win MVP this year, or this year might be the year. So he's got like probably 3 seasons of that left before someone gets moved if they don't win a championship. But I still have him as my 3rd best odds to win MVP next year. And then Coach of the Year, this one was up in the air, but I was looking at all the coaches, and for some reason, one stuck into my head, and I was like, I could honestly see this happening, and that's Frank Vogel. Frank Vogel for the Suns. I think Frank's got a legitimate shot to win Coach of the Year because Frank Vogel is a defensive-minded coach, always has been. The Suns for the last year and a half have been more of an offensive-minded team. With the additions that they had with DeAndre Ayton, he just couldn't really fulfill that defensive anchor role that they really wanted him to be. He was just more focused on the offensive end. But you bring in Frank Vogel, you have guys like Yusuf Nurkic. I think Josh Okogie, Kevin Durant is probably going to be playing the 4 a lot, so he's going to be locked in more defensively, especially in the interior. You have Devin Booker, who is the best defender out of the big 3, I guess, on the perimeter, if you will. D Book is just a dog, genuinely. Bradley Beal at times seems like he could care less about playing defense, but whatever. So he's going to be, if he has to just focus on the scoring load, fine, they'll be good. They'll be chilling. Do they still have Bismack Biyombo? I don't know. I think they do.
I don't think so.
They don't. Somebody in the chat tell me.
I don't believe so.
Don't they have JaVale McGee now?
Let me see what the people are talking about as far as their award winners.
Luka MVP.
Tank got Luka for MVP.
Nah, he ain't gonna have the wins. Again. The Mavericks put a comparable team around him. Yeah, he's got it. Rookie of the Year, Wemby, Depoy, Mobley. I like it. MVP, Giannis. I like it. Coach of the Year, Ime Udoka. I like it. He was 2nd on my list.
Ime in Houston.
Yep. With the rest of the Houston Rascals. Rookie of the Year, Wemby, Depoy, Drew. I like it. Interesting. Another point guard winning the award. Coach of the Year, Mazzulla. I like it. MVP, Tatum. I like it. Okay, so Sports Game Vision is a Celtics fan. We've concluded that. It's funny. But yeah, I'm with them on a lot of it. It's a realistic possibility, I think. Especially with Drew with that Depoy is the one for me, because it's like it could happen. If the Celtics can put together a good team defensive rating throughout the entire stretch of the season, and Drew is the head of the snake of the perimeter, if you will, in that regard, I can see it.
What do you project to see this upcoming Tuesday, ZZ, when the Lakers visit, or the Lakers? Yeah, they visit the Denver Nuggets, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, this is the ring ceremony. We know a lot of times the team that gets the ring, they kind of lackluster in that first game. What do you think is going to happen in game 1?
Hold on, is my mic good?
Mm-hmm.
All right, for sure. In game 1, I'm predicting the Lakers to take game 1, or in this game. I'm predicting them to win. I think that the Nuggets are the one, like, both teams have something to prove, which is interesting about this dynamic, or about this matchup. The Lakers have to prove that all of the trades made sense and can work, and there's some potential in seeing the Lakers as a legitimate playoff team and not a play-in team. And the Nuggets, they have to prove that they can function without Bruce Brown being their spark plug. I think that their starting lineup is secured and straight. They're not going to have any issues there. They're probably going to be a top 3 offensive rated lineup in the league for long portions of the season. But at the same time, ring ceremony, all of that, teams can get lackadaisical. We've seen that on numerous instances. I'm interested to see Anthony Davis match up with Jokic. If Jokic continues to cook AD like he did in 4 straight games in the Western Conference Finals, that'll be interesting to see if AD wants to, assert his dominance and already put a stamp on his depoy case off rip. That'll be interesting to see. But yeah, I think that the Lakers are going to have this one. I think AD is going to bring his A game. I think LeBron's going to bring his A game for all the shit talking the Nuggets have been doing since they won the championship. So we'll see. We're definitely going to see. But how you feeling?
In a perfect world, those guys, the Lakers, will be ready to play, step up to the challenge, ready to get revenge, all that good stuff. But I feel it's still going to be a struggle for the Lakers to me, because the guys that we really need to start the season off, we may not have. We might not have Vando. It's a lot of other guys, couple other guys that's game time decisions. Like, I don't really know, bro. I really feel like I don't want to say the Lakers is going to take a loss in the first game opening night, but I wouldn't be surprised if this season starts off a little slow. I'm not even going to lie.
I feel you on that. Like I said, it's an interesting matchup, so I can see it going both ways.
All right. So, Zizi, do you got some more topics in preparation, or anything that you can cover in preparation for Tuesday night? Because I am losing connection. Claire is in the private lobby to engineer the StreamYard, but they're about to shut my connection down on my end with my service provider. So I have to reboot and everything, and I'm not sure how long it's going to take me.
I feel you on that.
But Claire is in what you call them.
I feel you on that. I do. I had some stuff that I saw earlier that I can talk about with them. So if need be, if we need to end it early, I can end it. Like, you're good.
Well, I'll let you because I'm about to disconnect now. I'll let you go ahead and get the rest of it off, and I'll try to get back if you are still on. But Claire is in the lobby now, quarterback in the StreamYard. I'll redrop the link. We do have an open panel, guys. Y'all know this is the second hour of LAKERLAND, so if you guys want to come up on the panel and join Zizi, please do so, and I'll try to get back to you.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. All right, ladies and gents. If there are any ladies and gents in the, I don't know. The live chat has been dropped. I mean, not the live chat. The StreamYard has been dropped, so y'all feel free to pop in if y'all want to. Outside of that, we still got a little bit more Laker topics to cover, so I'm going to do that for y'all, and then we're going to bring some of y'all on, and then we're going to be able to discuss some of these topics. So let's see what we got so far. We already went over the LAKERLAND wheel. As I'm looking at, I want to know y'all's thoughts on the Lakers preseason so far. I do, because I need everybody to drop a grade for the Lakers in the preseason. That's what I need. Because so far, when I look at the Lakers and I think about like just how they've been, I mean, they've been like solid. You can see the potential like easily. Like I said, I'm a fan of Jackson Hayes. He made me a fan of him. He's just been electric so far. So I'm interested to see y'all's thoughts on that. What do y'all think the Lakers? Because they had a 2-4 record in the preseason. I think 2-5 maybe, something like that. Yeah, 2-4. So I'm interested to see what y'all think on that. Just give me a somebody said C-, an A from 200 Machine. That's something. I was gonna say a C. I was gonna say C range. So I'm with Truth Teller on that. Is that Paul Pearson in chat? Having depth but losing to the Warriors' depth. Yeah, the Lakers got. When I saw Kevin Durant be able to cook the Lakers the way that he was without Devin Booker and Bradley Beal, and the fact that the Suns bench outplayed the Lakers bench, that kind of put a little fear into my heart about Phoenix, because I was like, okay, they look a little competent right now. I'm not gonna lie. As far as like the Warriors go, I knew that was, I mean, I already knew we was going to win anyway. But the Warriors bench unit, they have chemistry. Not even the bench unit as a whole, just the entire team. I've noticed. I'm really kind of excited to see them this year, because you can just tell they got chemistry. Draymond ain't hit nobody yet. Anyway, somebody just said football is an L right now. Is that Irvin K, my dog? Yeah, what's going on in the NFL? My Washington Commanders are playing right now. I haven't put a bet in yet, but we'll see. Seven, you back?
Can you hear me?
Yeah,
All right, let's get to it, man.
loud and clear. Loud and
My
clear.
God,
Let's go.
my God, I apologize. All right, Lakerland, again, major apologies for the technical difficulties, but y'all know how we rocking. Y'all know how we give it up, man. This is episode 14 of Lakerland. Like I was saying, ZZ, man, I project the start of the season to kind of be a roller coaster for the Lakers because we're not going in full strength. So, you know, I still feel like we're going to be successful, but it's not going to be an easy road to say the least at all.
I feel you. I feel you on that. I think that y'all just need time to really get adjusted, and y'all need time to get healthy, apparently, or for Vando to get healthy, and a few more pieces to come into play. And I think that y'all are going to gel throughout. But I think that everybody's going to have the same exact like opinion on the Lakers.
Newcon, why you looking at my body, Newcon? What's wrong with you, boy? Why is Newcon looking at my body, y'all? What is wrong with this guy, man? He part of Clippers Nation or something? What is wrong with this guy? My God.
Yo, that's crazy.
That is crazy. Shout out to Newcon.
Yes, sir. But yeah, what we moving into next?
Really, that was really what we had for the show. You know, it was really about this upcoming game Tuesday night. And, you know, I was going to open up the panel as we always do on Sundays. But, you know, I'm just excited for this season overall, bro. We got basketball. So it's been a minute. And, you know, the games that count is on its way. We got the in-season tournament. Now, your Golden State Warriors, right? Chris Paul promised your owner that the Warriors was going to win the in-season tournament. What you think about Chris Paul making these bold statements when he don't even really have a solidified starting position?
Nah, you're right about that. Like, who is this man? Like, who is this nigga? Like, that's crazy. But nah, CP is he's a leader, man. He's a leader. He's never really been a follower throughout his entire career. He gives that approach, and I think that that's why CP has maximized the potential of a lot of the teams that he's been on. And, you know, I look back at him in OKC and that run that he had in 2020. Nobody expected him to make the playoffs, let alone go to a 7-game series with the Houston Rockets in the first round and then lose by a point. So Chris Paul is still that guy, still a top 5 point guard all time, still better than Russell Westbrook all time. Don't even try to diffuse it, to stop trying to debate that, please. And it's for reasons like this. You got to give it up to CP. He's he's a winner, but he's not at the same time. Like, I want to see where he is on the all-time winning list, because he's probably pretty high, but he's a winner in regards to, like, he's a dog. He's going to do whatever he needs to do. Why can't I speak? To maximize the potential of a team and to bring the most out of everybody that he can, right? So I'm interested to see his dynamic with Jonathan Kuminga. He's been unlocking him, and low-key Jonathan Kuminga's been unlocking himself in the preseason. But I'm interested to see his dynamic with the bench unit. I'm interested to see his dynamic with Steph and Klay. I'm interested to see the Warriors get out and transition with him. He's been knocking down some pretty pretty awesome threes, if you will, throughout the preseason. Getting his own shot, which is something that I think is what we were worried about, is CP going to still be able to get to his spots? And so far, he's looked pretty good. So if he said they're going to win the in-season tournament, I hope we do. I hope that he brings that effort. Either he said that because he wants us to take this season seriously, or he said it because he thought that there was going to be a ring at the end of the in-season tournament. Like, we don't know, but we're going to see. We're going to see.
He's bugging out. I ain't even going to lie. You talk about Klay Thompson. The Golden State Warriors have yet to sign the extension or offer the extension on Klay Thompson. He really could be an unrestricted free agent going into next summer. What's your reaction to this news? And where do you think what does the future hold for Klay? Because I think he's overrated. And I told you that.
You did tell me that. Klay's going to be a Warrior. I think that either they're going to give him the extension or he's going to take a pay cut. There's going to be something like that in the works. If they gave Draymond that bag, they're going to give Klay that bag. And if there's any reason that they wouldn't give him the bag, it would be for him to take a pay cut so that they can potentially sign someone else or look towards their future and keep that intact and all of that. It's going to work itself out. Klay, Steph, and Dre are all going to retire Golden State Warriors. I thought that Dre was going to be the one that was going to go the first. I thought he was going to be the one that was going to leave. But the reason that people think that Klay is going to leave is interesting to me because it's like, why do you think that Klay would leave the Warriors if he's so overrated and so terrible and go play? But you would want a Klay Thompson on your team. It's hilarious to me. It's really hilarious how fans are. But I'm not
I
worried
wouldn't want
about
him
it
on
at
my
all.
team.
You wouldn't want Klay Thompson. I know LeBron would. I know your man LeBron would. I guarantee you that. I double dog dare you that he would. I double
I
dog
don't think so.
guarantee-
I don't
I
think
Charles
so.
Barkley guarantee you that LeBron James would want Klay Thompson on his team. Lakerland, tell me if I'm wrong. Why wouldn't he? Why
If
wouldn't
we
he
don't
want
have to
the
give
top
up,
three
if we don't
shooter
have
of
to
all
give
time?
up nothing, if we don't have to give up nothing,
Or if something else walked away.
come on,
maybe.
man, you living off the past. What is he?
I ain't living off no past. You talking about me
What is he
living off
right
the past,
now?
and LeBron's your favorite. LeBron's your best player in the league, and I'm living off the past. That's crazy. But anyway, I ain't living off the past. I'm living off of what I saw last year in the regular season. This man led the league in three, shot 41% from the field, damn near 42% from the field, from three. So I look at that and I say, and on top of the fact that when Steph was out for portions of the season, the only reason the Warriors made the playoffs anyway was because of Klay Thompson. He let him do an above 500 record without Steph and Wiggins in some of those stretches. So Klay proved to me that Klay was proving all the haters wrong that said anything about, oh, if he was on his own team or if he was the number one option, he wouldn't be able to. Klay was keeping the Warriors afloat, chilling on some what's the girl's name from Titanic? Not Jack. What's the other girl's name? That was what Klay was keeping the Warriors like. He was the girl in that scenario, above water, right? They could have been Jack, but Klay kept them up. You feel what I'm saying? Klay will actually get his respect if he was on the league. You're damn right he'd get his respect. Why? Because LeBron James is kicking it to a top 4, top 5, top 3 greatest shooter of all time. LeBron would love that. He would absolutely love that. Like, what are we talking about right now? The fact that you were disrespecting Klay Thompson as if he doesn't have 4 championships is insane to me. It's really wild. Like, but it's okay. It's okay. It's okay for me. When Klay goes out next season and drops another 12 threes in a game and gives me 40 points on 5 dribbles, it's just gonna be it's just gonna be what it is. That's how Klay is. People, I think if you think Klay is overrated, I think that you put too much expectation on Klay. Because when I look at Klay, I look at him as a shooter. He's a shooter. What do we notice with shooters? What happens with shooters in basketball? They can get hot and they can be cold. Klay Thompson is no exception to this. Steph Curry has had moments of this. Jordan Poole experienced it the other night when he dropped 41 and then the next game shot 1 of 15. Good Lord. You wonder why we traded his ass. But anyway,
I'm willing to argue with you that Draymond is more valuable to Golden State right now and overall than Klay Thompson.
Go ahead and argue with me.
We can. There's no debate.
I'm not hating on you on it. Like, I'm not hating on that take. I think Draymond doesn't get enough love because I'm defending Draymond Green every day because people be like, oh, he's triple single. He wouldn't do anything on any other team. Blah, 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 blah. The Warriors can replace him. All these things. No, Draymond Green has been a constant for the Golden State Warriors throughout the entire dynasty. Without Draymond, there is no dynasty. It is that simple. So I can see your point on that completely. I wouldn't even argue with you on that one mainly. I mean, I can make some arguments for Klay Thompson from a scoring perspective because Game 6 Klay exists, but whatever. Klay can score in ways that Draymond can't. Draymond can defend and play make in ways that Klay can't. So I feel you on that.
This is what we're going to do because I actually want to save the conversation because Lakerland, we got a special show this upcoming Tuesday night because we go live on Tuesday and Tuesday is also opening night. So I should have let you guys know at the beginning of the show. It's just been one of those days. But Lakerland this Tuesday will be starting an hour earlier, I believe.
Mm-hmm.
So we'll be starting at 6 p.m. Eastern on this upcoming Tuesday. That way we won't interfere with the start of the Lakers game. So make sure you guys join us at 6 p.m. Tuesday evening for another edition of Lakerland. We are going to have the Golden State Warriors show, Gold-Blooded. We're going to have Haley and Gifted joining us on Lakerland this Tuesday to talk about their opening night game. And we're going to have some interesting conversations when they talk about the Lakers and the Golden State Warriors because, like I said, bro, Klay Thompson to me, number one, is overrated. Number two, Yeah, because my expectations of him are very high because of all the talk and this pedestal that y'all put this guy on. You know, I understand the injury thing and all that, but he talked too much. And every time I turn around, he got something to say about my Lakers. So I ain't got no love for Klay.
Klay Thompson grew up a Laker fan.
I don't know
What do
what
you
his
mean?
problem is. So why did he show so much disrespect? His father played for the Lakers.
Klay Thompson grew up a Laker fan. He was a Laker fan when he was growing up. There's no disrespect from Klay Thompson. The only disrespect you're going to get from him is if you're matched up against him, because obviously, what are you going to say? Oh yeah, I know we're matched up with the Lakers and this is a highly anticipated matchup, but I love the Lakers. I love them. I really look forward to playing against them. No, they're going to be like, we're going to bust your ass. That's what they do. What do you mean? So I think that you think that Klay hates the Lakers from some like deep personal in-rooted issue. No, he grew up a Laker fan. He plays for the Warriors. They're in the same conference. Of course he's gonna hate the Lakers. If they're good, if they're bad, he ain't even gonna recognize them. Right? Like he hated the Suns. Klay hated the Grizzlies, for example, because they ran their mouth acting like they want something. He said they're talking about some strength in numbers. Now look at us. We got another championship. They ain't got nothing. Like, come on now. He's gonna obviously hate the Lakers.
I can't believe y'all are literally sitting here capping for Klay Thompson.
What do you mean capping for Klay? I'm just going for Klay Thompson to bust another team's ass and then do something that we haven't seen before from a shooter. Like you act like Klay Thompson does not deserve respect or admiration or acknowledgement for his career. Tell me how that Klay Thompson still has the record for most threes in a regular season game, alongside 60 points, 37 and a quarter, records that probably aren't going to be broken anytime soon.
Klay Thompson has never done anything in this National Basketball Association on his own. He's never carried anything. He's never proven anything as an individual player. And he fell off. Injury or no injury. He fell off. Let's just
all I'm hearing is hate. All I'm hearing is hate. This I'm gonna do exactly what you're doing. I'm gonna call it like it is.
Are you hearing lies? Are you hearing lies though?
Anthony Davis is overrated to me. Why is Anthony Davis overrated to me? Because why do we always end up saying Anthony Davis is top 5 when he's healthy? When he's healthy. I'm tired of saying that. As far as I'm concerned, if you can't play, you ain't top 5. It's that damn simple. Now, you can tell me all that you want about how much Anthony Davis can bring to me on the defensive end when he's healthy or when he's in the mode to play dominating basketball. But unfortunately for me, if you want to be looked at as a great NBA player, a superstar NBA player in the tiers of the LeBron Jameses, the Kevin Durant's, the Steph Curry's, you get the picture. If you want to be in that category, you got to show it every single night. The fact that Anthony Davis throughout the postseason last year was inconsistent when it came to offense was a problem for Laker fans even. And then we get into the Western Conference Finals, and what happens? Anthony Davis is virtually a no-show against the best big man in basketball. But AD is supposed to be the best big, right, when he's healthy because he's such a great two-way threat. Meanwhile, Jokic is sitting there saying, shit, watch me, hold my horse. Let me cook. So Anthony Davis is overrated to me because y'all put him on this big pedestal as if he's supposed to be some top 5 player in the league when he's healthy. And when he was healthy last year in the postseason, he didn't show me top 5 player. He showed me D'Angelo Russell inconsistency. So that's interesting to me. If you're going to hate on Klay, I can easily pull an argument out of my ass for Anthony Davis's inconsistencies.
Your argument is based off of emotion, not off of facts.
Is it based off of emotion? Is it based off emotion? Like you just said, you got mad at Klay because you thought that he didn't like the Lakers, but my argument is based off of emotion.
No, it's not because he doesn't like the Lakers. The audacity to speak negatively on the Lakers when you are washed up is what I have a problem with. You're talking about Anthony Davis. How much of an impact as the guy was he in those 4 championships? He was a supporting piece. That's what he was.
So let me see. In 2015, throughout the regular season, if we take away all of what Klay Thompson did, 37 and a quarter, 10 plus threes on multiple occasions, the Warriors lose some of those games and don't end up as a 67-win team. In the playoffs that year, if we don't get some of the great daggers from Klay Thompson that he delivered for the Warriors throughout this entire dynasty run, the Warriors don't win 4 championships. If there is no Klay Thompson, there is no Splash Brothers. There's no greatest shooting backcourt in the history of the basketball. There's none of that. So for me, the fact that you look at Klay Thompson,
I never said that didn't play any role in the success of Golden State. But what I love is that you would sit here in front of the American public and talk about how you're sick and tired of people saying if Anthony Davis is healthy. If
Correct.
Anthony Davis is
the
healthy,
American public.
You're sick of that dialogue, but it's all good for the whole 82 games last year for us to keep giving Klay Thompson a benefit of the doubt of, oh, he's not healthy yet. He's coming off of an injury.
Right.
We got to give him time to get it together after he sat for 2 damn seasons. Are you kidding me?
Right. So the same exact way that you did that for Klay Thompson, you are expecting me to give some leeway to Anthony Davis because injuries are injuries. You can't control them. Exactly. Klay Thompson suffered 2 of the worst injuries that you could possibly suffer as a basketball player. So if you want to ask me if I'm going to give him some leeway for that and give him a full season of fully healthy for me to give him an actual an analysis, yes, I'm going to do that. With Anthony Davis, here's the problem that I have with Anthony Davis. You called Klay Thompson overrated because you talk about the expectations that I have for Klay Thompson. Never did I ever say Klay Thompson was going to be the leading man on his own team. Klay Thompson is a shooter, like I just said. He is a shooter. He has hot stretches. He has cold stretches. That's what shooters do. I'm not expecting Klay Thompson to go out there and give me a 36-point triple-double in the NBA Finals like a LeBron James would. I'm not expecting him to give me a 36-6 on 50, 40, 90 shooting like Steph Curry.
What are you expecting? What are you expecting from Klay Thompson night in and night out moving forward? What are your expectations?
The same thing he's been giving me, a solid 20 a game throughout the stretch of a regular season on great shooting from the three-point line specifically. That's what I'm expecting. Now, granted, back in the day, I would have expected two-way defense to match because Klay was one of the best two-way players in the league, top 3 at best when he was healthy and not injured. But now he's not going to be that player, obviously, on the defensive side of the ball. So I'm expecting him to still knock down shots because he's the top 4 greatest shooter ever with the top 3 jump shot ever to match. So that's what I'm expecting. I don't know what you're expecting. Are you expecting him to average what? 8 a game, 12 a game, 13 a game? D'Angelo Russell type numbers? Like what are we doing?
I expect him to be trade bait. That's what I expect.
Like D'Angelo Russell.
I expect him to be trade bait. He's not getting no max contract.
Interesting.
He's going to have to accept less money, and that I don't think will fly with him.
So like it's not flying with James Harden. Because Harden is looking at
this
it
is like but this is what you like to do. This is what you like to do. And it's crazy to me because these names that you're throwing out there, the James Hardens, the Anthony Davises, even on a small scale, those guys have proven to win by themselves. They have won with teams. Did James Harden not have Houston in the playoffs? Did Anthony Davis not have New Orleans in the playoffs?
What did I see from James Harden? I saw when the biggest comeback in the Rockets playoff history, James Harden was benched for because he was playing so damn badly.
All I'm saying is, have we seen James Harden individually have success with the team to a point? And have we seen Anthony Davis have some success with the team individually? Yes. We have never seen that from
Davis.
Klay.
Anthony Davis was getting bounced out the first round when he was by himself in New Orleans. Don't give me that.
But there's a lot of teams that don't make April basketball. It's a lot of teams that don't make the postseason. So you got to give a guy. And he was a young AD.
He was a young and like since this at the time top best big man in the league. I get you on that. My thing is when he was leading a team by himself, the expectation was that he was going to, if they made the playoffs, get bounced out of the first round. He met that expectation every single time. Besides, I think in 2018, when Drew Holiday was cooking Damian Lillard shit, but that's a topic for another day. The point that I'm making is that the expectations of Anthony Davis at the time were not that he was going to even make it to the conference finals. So with Klay Thompson as a one option on a team, I'm not going to give him some high expectations. I'm not. It's all about the unit that you have around him or the player that you have to complement him. There is a lot of things that factor in right there. You feel me? So it's not. So my whole thing with that is that you have your own personal, it seems, vendetta against Klay. Meanwhile, I can go up to 100 Laker fans on the street and
we done lost ZZ. I think we done lost ZZ for a second. Wait a minute, guys. This has just definitely been one of those days. Let me know in the live chat, Lakerland, if you guys can still hear me. Let me remove ZZ and try to bring him back in. One second, people. I don't know. I think we lost ZZ. Free ZZ. That's a fact. All right. Kato said y'all can hear me. Camera's frozen. I think I'm moving now. That might have been ZZ's internet connection messing everything up because I'm all right now. What is it? Could be either ESPN or I don't know, man. I gotta talk to the bosses about ZZ's internet connection. Like I don't know what's going on because I feel like I'm good to go. Oh, so we in and out. Claire said we in and out like a bank robbery. Yeah, he's sitting up there trying to defend Klay Thompson. That's why his ass got booted off of this damn stream. Sitting up there trying to defend this guy. Come on now, are you kidding me? Let me see if I can bring this guy back. Let me see if he got a better attitude when he's on this return. He's muted, unfortunately, or maybe fortunately, depending on what he's saying. I can't hear you, brother. Yeah, it's definitely the Clay's Glaze K, though. I don't know what's up with ZZ. ZZ, you're muted, though. I can tell you that much. Oh, he is really muted.
I'm good now. I'm good now.
See what the... Okay, yeah, you're good now. The Lakers guards don't play.
Good Lord. All this Laker glaze is just affecting my technical difficulties at this point. Good Lord. But anyway, I'm back with the same exact attitude. Okay, because it's just interesting to me how Laker fans work. They can be hypocritical at times when dissecting NBA players. When at the same, like your arguments for Klay are interesting to me. Why do you tell me why you hate Klay Thompson again, or why you think he's overrated? My bad.
Because again, this whole Splash Brother thing, like you guys have put this man on a pedestal that is very high, right? And you have the championships to go behind it. So you got to respect that. And he was injured. So you got to respect that he's not going to be the same player before the injury. But you can't tell Klay Thompson that because that big mouth of his, he talked like he's still the Klay Thompson of 2015, 2016. That's what I got a problem with. Because his mouth right to check. Is from a shooter perspective, he's still not like that. He's not like that.
How? He shot last year was his career high for 3-point shooting, if I'm not mistaken. How is he? What was his shooting perspective?
What was his shooting performance just the other night? What was his shooting performance just the other night? Do you need me to pull up these box scores when we talk about Klay Thompson last game? You don't want me to do that to you.
What are we talking about right now? You want me? You gonna pull up some? Of course, you, the same person that's telling me how great D'Angelo Russell is, and then when LeBron James comes back, what did D'Lo do the other night? 7. Tell me what the hell D'Angelo Russell's production looked like when LeBron James walked back on that damn court. Is he still the same? Oh yeah, that's my D'Lo. Nah, that's trade bait. He is gonna be gone by the new year, and you know that because D'Angelo Russell can't cook with your old ass Precious King in the way. I'm sorry.
Where was Klay Thompson last year when my Lakers knocked out the Golden State Warriors in the playoffs?
Ooh.
Where was Klay? Where was Klay when it counted the most? When you needed Klay, where was
Klay? You're not going to throw all of that on Klay because Andrew Wiggins wasn't in that series either. And granted, Andrew Wiggins was actually hurt, so he had an excuse. But Steph Curry was the only one that was doing anything for the Warriors, alongside the guy that just got traded to Washington and is going to be throwing up and building, orphanages with bricks in Washington, Jordan Poole. He didn't do anything either. So, I mean, it was literally Steph versus the Lakers, which is ironic as hell for the Steph and LeBron rivalry. But nonetheless, dude, my thing is we don't have to continue on with this Klay hate that you're spewing because when the season starts, my thing is the fact that you're capping to the American public like you wouldn't want Klay on your team is just wild to me. It's so wild. You had Carmelo Anthony on the
I
Lakers, and you don't want Klay Thompson on there? That's crazy.
Carmelo's
That's wild
a
to me.
dog. Carmelo's home.
Don't
Carmelo's
you
from
even
here.
dare? Don't you even dare tell me that you would rather have
Carmelo is
Anthony
about to come back and get a gold medal.
Where he coming back from? Whose spot is he
Retirement.
going to take?
We'll find a spot. Carmelo is the greatest Olympic basketball player in history. Are you going to argue that?
He's not.
Carmelo is the most accomplished basketball player.
Kevin Durant is still a way better Olympic performer than Carmelo Anthony was. Let's be real. Let's be real.
I don't know, man.
Winning all those. I mean, Melo is he's number 2. Melo's number 2.
I don't know LAKERLAND.
Melo's number 2, but Kate, stop it, bro. Just stop it. You're gonna sit here and tell me that Carmelo Anthony, as an Olympian, was better than Kevin Durant as an Olympian? I'm talking about the total specifically.
Yes.
Kevin Durant.
Yes.
Interesting.
Yes.
Interesting.
Yes. That's exactly what I'm gonna tell you. And I'm
That's
also tell you that Carmelo Anthony is better than Klay Thompson. Carmelo Anthony can come out of retirement right now and give you the same production.
Y'all hear that?
I'm telling you, Klay is not that guy, bro. Why do you think Klay Thompson is really this guy, bro?
Let you get away from this. You're telling me that Carmelo Anthony is coming out of retirement and averaging 20 a game? That's what you're telling me? On 41% shooting from the 3? That's what you're telling me? Now he might
depending on the team. Depending on the team, yes.
Team, interesting. We're not talking about that.
Bro, you talking like if we put Klay Thompson in any atmosphere, in any environment, he's gonna be that guy. He's not proven that ever.
Tell me who's a better.
You're muted. I can't hear you.
Tell me.
I don't know why you keep going in and out like a bank robbery. We got to talk to the bosses of Players' Choice. I think we're being sabotaged. I think the bosses of Players' Choice are Denver Nuggets fans. Something is going on because we don't have problems like this on our show. There's something that's going on. Something is fishy. Klay, I got to talk to the bosses.
Tell me who is a better shooter, Klay Thompson or Carmelo Anthony?
Klay Thompson is a better shooter.
Correct.
In the sense of if you have 10 shots, Klay probably make more of those 10 than Carmelo. That's a given.
Correct. Now here's the thing.
Ask me who's more clutch. Ask me who's more clutch. Ask me who's shown to be proven in the moments that mattered the most when we talk about shooting.
Who's more clutch in the playoffs? Is it Carmelo Anthony or is it Klay Thompson? How many
Carmelo by a long shot.
How many tell me right now what playoff moments Carmelo Anthony has over Klay Thompson. Tell me right now. Tell me.
Oh my God.
Tell me. You can go back. If you want to go back to Denver, that's crazy.
Because we all know.
Chat. Tell me right now. It's because who has been throughout their career, who has had more playoff moments? Klay Thompson or Carmelo Anthony? And if you say Carmelo, like 7 is, because he's just saying it just to say it without thinking right now, tell me what moments Carmelo Anthony has had more than Klay Thompson has in the postseason, and then we can move on. It's simple.
We all know, as real basketball fans, we all know that Carmelo Anthony didn't get a lot of playoff experience, a lot of first round a lot of first round exits.
What was that?
You know, the team just wasn't as good as the Golden State Warriors. Carmelo didn't have a team with Kevin Durant and Steph Curry. That's why. That's why.
Oh, because I remember a time where Klay Thompson was down 3-1 in the Western Conference Finals in a pivotal Game 6 in enemy territory and absolutely torched the entire team and shut the crowd in the process.
One game.
Yeah, that one. Now tell me.
Why did OKC have y'all down 3-1?
Now we're gonna do that.
OKC have y'all down 3-1.
Tell me why they had us down 3-1. Tell me why. Because it ain't Klay's fault. KD and Russell Westbrook won.
No, it's
those first 3 games.
It's not Klay's fault. What I want to explain to you is that these little isolated moments that you talk about Klay Thompson, it's always a Game 6. It's always a Game 6 that he shows out.
Tell me which game Melo's had. Is it game 3, game 7, game 5? I don't remember Melo really having a game
because Carmelo haven't been able to get out that first round.
Oh, yeah. Why? So here's my thing. Back to that first round thing, right?
You want to blame Carmelo for the roster now? You want to blame Carmelo for Phil Jackson's job and stuff like that?
So you gonna tell me that Carmelo Anthony didn't have moments where he could have actually won a ring, or he didn't have moments where he could have been in a better situation with the team?
No. Give me one chance. Give me one example when Carmelo Anthony had a real viable shot to win a ring. Tell me.
2011. The big three Heat was supposed to be LeBron, D Wade, and Melo. Melo decided that he wanted to go. No. And Chris Bosh ended up.
You're talking hypothetical. You're talking
hypothetical. That's what happened. Melo and Wade and LeBron talked about this.
He never played for Miami
because he wanted to go to New York.
Let me know when you finish so I can explain.
Because he wanted to go to New York. Melo had an opportunity. It's the same as him having an opportunity is the same opportunity that Damian Lillard has right now. Dame just waited until he was 33 years old to finally get himself into a real serious contending team. Melo had that opportunity in 2011. He didn't take it. He went to New York. Now, he took more money, obviously, because it's Carmelo Anthony we're talking about here. And what happened? Bounced out of the playoffs, bounced out of the first round. And then the reign of terror that was Melo in New York from 14 to 2018. So Melo kind of put himself in his bond. It's just that simple. It's just what it is. Somebody said, "Oh, well, now he's bad guy for not wanting to be carried."
Stop lying.
He wouldn't have been carried. Melo wouldn't have been carried in that big three.
Stop lying. Just
stop
lying. Just stop lying. Just stop lying. Stop lying. You want to sit up here and play fantasy basketball this afternoon? I don't know why. We're talking reality. We're talking facts.
Tell me the reality.
We're talking about what happened. He never, ever, ever played in a Miami Heat uniform. You want to talk to me about potential and all that? No, I'm talking about what happened. What happened when he played in Denver? What happened when he played in New York? What happened when he played in OKC? What happened when he played in Portland?
Well, tell me what happened
when he played in. Let me tell me because I let you talk. I let you talk. Let me finish because this guy has had multiple destinations. You cannot tell me one of those spots that he had a legitimate chance to win the Larry O'Brien Trophy. You want to bring up to me a scenario of him going to Miami like that would have automatically got them the NBA championship when it didn't do it for LeBron, Dwayne Wade and Bosh the first season. So what are you telling me? I don't see the guaranteed championship nowhere.
So let me ask you this question. And the question that I had originally asked was who had more playoff moments between Klay and Melo, because you told me that Melo was
by default it's going to be Klay because Klay Thompson has way more playoff experience. He got way more games. He's played way more series. So by default, he's going to have way. You got guys like Robert Horry. You got guys like John Paxson that might got more playoff moments than Carmelo Anthony. But are you going to tell me that Robert Horry or John Paxson is better than Melo?
I'm not going to tell you that. I'm going to tell you what the truth of the question was, which one has more playoff moments, and it's this guy. It's that simple. I get it. You hate that it's not Melo because in your head you think to yourself, it should be Melo. He was amazing. He was one of the greatest scorers of all time.
It should.
So why wouldn't it shouldn't? How would it not be?
They did not play a sample size similar to each other in the playoffs. You can't have expectations of a guy who played 10 playoff games versus a guy who played 50 to 100 playoff games. What can you measure? What type of barometer can you use to measure that something would be equal? By default, the guy that got 3, 4, 5 times as many games is going to have better numbers, bro, or more moments.
So Carmelo Anthony
give me one moment that because Golden State has 4 rings. Give me one moment that Klay Thompson stamped to get one of those rings. Name one.
That he stamped to get one of the rings?
And he stamped to get one of those rings because he was never a finals MVP. He was never considered to be a finals MVP. He never had no game winners. What did he do? Talk to me about that.
I think the biggest thing that he did was actually be there, gravitational pull, all of those things, especially in the KD years is where you saw it the most because once again, the Warriors had the best offense in the league. So it's literally a factor of if you have KD implemented, obviously, then you have Steph on the wing. You have to figure out if you're going to guard him. Then you have Klay to worry about. That was what his role was. He was still able to knock down shots when he got the ball swung to him. That was what his role was. Carmelo Anthony, meanwhile, in 2018 against Oklahoma City Thunder, with the Oklahoma City Thunder, shot the bed. He was the main reason why they lost that series because he played so damn bad. Oklahoma City Thunder fans can attest to this. And here's the thing with Carmelo Anthony. When you look at Carmelo Anthony's playoff resume, he's been in the playoffs a handful of times throughout his career. He averages 23 a game on 41% shooting from the field. That's not good. 32% shooting from three. I might give him the slight edge because it's 32.4. So 33% from three, not good. So we look at, and then when you compare Carmelo Anthony's playoff resume numbers to other guys who are looked at as playoff droppers, if you will, I think James Harden shoots better than Carmelo Anthony does in the postseason. And that's saying something right there because let me ask you this. Would you think Carmelo Anthony's a better scorer than James Harden?
All time?
Yeah, all time.
Yeah, because of the size and the footwork. Yeah.
Okay. So, but to somebody else, they'd say, because I know a lot of people that had James Harden as a top 5 scorer ever, just based off of what he did in the regular season alone with Houston. And now he was averaging 36 a game.
He might be, but but then Carmelo is too, though.
So somebody said at least Melo's not a runner boy like KD. That's yeah, true. But anyway, you're trying to put a role player over a superstar. No, Carmelo Anthony was a role player after the New York years, clearly, and he couldn't fit into a solidified role with the team. Granted, I thought Carmelo Anthony had a lot more roster spots than what the league was, giving him, because I thought Carmelo Anthony was pretty solid from three when he just became a three-point shooter off the bench as that type of guy. But Carmelo Anthony didn't have moments where he could really keep that as a constant, which is why he had to retire as early as he did. And he didn't get his Carmelo Anthony Cinderella farewell tour like how Paul Pierce did and Udonis Haslem did for some reason. See, that's another thing too. Udonis Haslem, right? A guy like Udonis Haslem can spend 20 years with the franchise, 20 years playing the same role, and he's going to get a farewell tour. A guy like Carmelo Anthony burned some bridges in Denver because of, George Karl. Then he gets to New York. He threw all of his chips on the table in New York. And then when Jeremy Lin got cooking, he said, "Nah, this is my team. This is my team." And then Jeremy Lin ended up out of the door. So Carmelo Anthony, you could say throughout his entire Knicks run, he could have made some choices that were better from an individual standpoint to help to benefit the team that he didn't do. I don't know why you act like Carmelo Anthony was just the victim in all of this. Carmelo played.
I don't know why you acting like you know basketball today. That's what I don't know. I don't know why you act like you know basketball today because it's just not going. Tell him where he's wrong. ZZ really wants me to tell him where he's wrong.
I do. Bro, go ahead.
Like,
floor is yours.
Where do I begin?
Mm-hmm.
Really? Like, yo, you keep talking about this playoff thing with guys who's had way more opportunities in the playoffs because of the team they had constructed than Carmelo Anthony. That's number one. Carmelo Anthony is a winner. He's been a winner coming out of college. Even in not winning an NBA championship, when you look at the talent, the superstars of today, Carmelo Anthony has always been up there and respected. You talking about Udonis Haslem and all this stuff because of longevity. You know that the reason Carmelo's career on his back end decline was based off of politics. This wasn't about productivity or lack of. You even admitted yourself. It was a lot of behind the scenes backdoor stuff that had Carmelo, a lot of rumors being spread that he wouldn't buy into coming off the bench. Like, it was a lot of storylines and narratives that was painted.
He said he wouldn't come off the bench.
And he said that he would.
No. Carmelo Anthony sat in that press conference. Don't. You know damn well Carmelo sat in that press conference in OKC, and they said, "Melo, you coming off the bench?" He laughed in their faces
because it was laughable. Right now? Because it was laughable.
No, it wasn't. Carmelo was not that guy anymore. You and me both know that he was not that guy anymore in 2018. And please tell me what made him that guy. Please tell me. Because I'm looking at the numbers right here. I'm looking at the numbers right here.
Anthony was not good enough to start for the Portland Trail Blazers or the Oklahoma City Thunder. in 2018.
Because he couldn't play defense. Because he couldn't play defense, Evan.
When has
Couldn't
Melo
play
ever
defense,
been a
Evan.
defender, bro?
Why do you think he failed so much then? Maybe if he put some more effort
What do
on the
you mean
defensive end,
failed
like
so
he
much?
did on
Why-
the offensive end, then maybe the politics wouldn't really be there. Because you
What do
take
you
a guy
mean
like
failed
Carmelo
so
Anthony.
much?
I'll explain to
What do
you
you mean
right now.
failed
You
so
just,
much?
you just led me into this.
Define failure to me when
You
it comes
said
to
that
Melo.
Carmelo
He's a
Anthony was
failure.
a winner.
Is
You said
Carmelo a
Carmelo
winner or a
Anthony was a
loser?
winner.
Answer that
Who-
question.
For his basketball career, you could say Carmelo Anthony is a winner. The same exact logic that I had for Chris Paul earlier in the show is what I will apply to Carmelo. In his NBA career, he did not win the big one, obviously. He never got to the NBA Finals, obviously. And Carmelo Anthony has had numerous instances where Carmelo has been the reason why Carmelo doesn't get what he thinks he deserves. Case in point, a starting spot on the Portland Trailblazers, or a starting spot on the Los Angeles Lakers, if you will, when he was there, or a starting spot on the Oklahoma City Thunder, which I believe he had at one point in time. And then they realized, oh, wait, we might want to utilize him off the bench because if he's just going to sit here and shoot the ball a lot, we have a Russell Westbrook who likes to have the ball in his hand and a Paul George who can create his own shot. We really don't need Melo. He doesn't really gel with these guys. Not to mention the fact that he isn't playing defense. So there's no reason that you could potentially have him in the starting unit with a lot of starters, like Russell Westbrook and Paul George and them, like Damian Lillard and them with the Portland Trailblazers, like LeBron and AD and Russ. Even
Unbelievable. Carmelo Anthony, since 2002, Carmelo might be the third best small forward to come out of the league in the last 20-something years. I can't name three. Well, you got who?
Who's it?
KD and LeBron?
LeBron, KD. Who else?
Maybe Kawhi.
Was in it. Kawhi's better.
That's it. Jason Tatum is not better than Melo in his prime. Not yet. So you bugging. You're muted right now, too, just to let you know, which is good because you're talking disrespectful.
I'm not talking disrespectful. You're sitting here telling me that we both just figured out that Carmelo Anthony isn't even the third best shooting small forward in the last 20 years. We both just figured that out. So what am I
didn't figure that out. You said that Kawhi, you put Kawhi over Melo.
So you're putting Melo over Kawhi is what I'm hearing.
Depends on how I want to do it. If I could move Kawhi to the 2 guard. Now what?
No. You can move Melo to the 4. What are we doing?
True. That's true.
No.
Can Kawhi play? Is Kawhi, you comfortable with Kawhi playing multiple positions like that?
No, he's a small forward to me. That's how I look at him. I've always looked at him as a small forward.
I got Melo playing 3 positions.
I mean, okay, I can see that point from a shooting. I can see Melo playing the shooting guard role, depending on the team and like the size and stuff like that. Because, like I said, he was a catch and shoot type of player in the last few years of his career. So I can see on that. But like I said, Kawhi's a better small forward all time than Melo is. It's just that simple, especially in the last 20 years. Tommy, leave. I don't care. Yeah, we figured that out. So Melo's the 4th best shooting small forward in the last 20 years. Solid. Jason Tatum has a chance to pass him if he gets more consistent. I think that's the only thing that's stopping him. He's already got a finals appearance that Melo didn't get.
What is Klay Thompson in the last 20 years as a shooting guard? Sit up here and try to tell me and try to tell LAKERLAND that Klay Thompson is one of the top 4 shooting guards in the last 20 years. Convince us
in the last 20 years.
We got 5 more minutes.
That because you have guys like James Harden who played the shooting guard role and guys like Kyrie Irving who played a little bit differently. But in terms of shooting the basketball, he's top 3 for shooting guards, maybe even top 2.
Shooting does not define the game of basketball. Shooting is
it
one
defines
element
the shooting
of
guard position. It defines the shooting
you have
guard
to do
position.
more than shoot the ball.
That's what it does. Kyle Korver had to do more than shooting the ball. Is that what you're telling me right now? He was a shooting guard. What?
Every player has to do more than shooting the guard. If you are assigned or asked to do because of what the coach has you to do, I mean, that's one thing. Mm-hmm. But shooting doesn't define everything.
Somebody just said that Kawhi is great, but he never really carried a team. I'm done. I don't know what's happening in LAKERLAND today.
Wait a minute. We got a couple minutes. Wait a minute. We got a couple minutes. Go ahead and expose yourself. Let everybody know when Kawhi carried the team. We got all day.
2019,
He carried them from the bench.
2019.
He carried Toronto from the bench.
What do you mean carried him from the bench?
You know how many games Kawhi sat out in that run with
Throughout
Toronto?
that postseason run, there was no one better in the league than Kawhi Leonard in 2019. I'm sorry. He was virtually unstoppable, averaging over 30. Gave him literally is the reason that they went to the
Virtually
unstoppable.
unstoppable. How many game sevens did they have, bro? I got to get you a new television. I have to get you a new television.
7. You gotta go back in time. Maybe go to your DVR and see if you can still find it from 2019 because you tripping right now. You bugging.
I'm about to go to YouTube. I'm about to go to YouTube and watch right now.
We talking about what game 7 against the Philadelphia 76ers? The greatest game 7 buzzer beater of all time? What are we talking about right now? What?
The greatest or the luckiest? The greatest or the luckiest? Let's put some context behind that shot.
I mean, I feel you on that. I can't, I understand where you're coming from on that. I ain't gonna lie. I feel you. But he still made the shot. Like it's like saying that somebody who banked in the shot. Yeah, is it lucky?
But you still have not explained to me how he carried the Toronto Raptors. I don't understand it.
Okay, so in 24 games in the postseason, Kawhi Leonard in 2019 averaged 30.5 points per game, 9 rebounds, 4 assists, 2 steals, while shooting, get this, 49% from the field, 38% from 3, and 88% from the line. So you take away that 30 point per game, 9 rebounds, 2 steal average. Who else is what they gonna do? What's Kyle Lowry? What's Stick Booty Lowry gonna do? Tell me now. What's Fred VanVleet gonna do? What's Mark Gasol gonna do without Kawhi Leonard right there?
Bro, do you forget 2019 was the coming out party for Fred VanVleet? First of all, that's number one. Number two, you act like the playoffs is the only part of the NBA season. What about the regular season? When this guy was sitting out for all these games and they still needed to win in order to make the playoffs.
7. With all due respect, your favorite player is LeBron James. This man is the MVP of.
When have we ever had a load management question with LeBron? Are you serious?
Since he's been in LA. Since he's been in LA. As a matter of fact, his latter years of Cleveland after the second stint.
When has LeBron James in the city of Los Angeles ever been known to sit out for load management when injuries wasn't clearly involved? Tell me one time.
LakerLand, tell me. I'm not even gonna answer it. I'm gonna let LakerLand answer it. Has there?
No, I need you. You can't get help with this.
Has there ever been a time? I don't need help. I know the answer. You don't know the answer.
Never been a time LeBron sat for load management. When?
There's never been a time where LeBron has set for load management, and 2 weeks ago was the last time that we saw Kevin Durant. Was the first time we saw Kevin Durant and LeBron James match up in 5 years, and he hasn't. Like, what are we doing right now?
So we're gonna literally blame LeBron for him and KD not facing each other since 2018. That's LeBron's fault. Yeah, you're muted for the right reason. I'm telling you, the basketball gods.
If I get muted one more damn time, LeBron James has sat out of numerous games throughout his Laker run, regular season games, for load management reasons. That is not something that
no. You're not going to do that. I'm not going to allow you to do that because all stars, all players sit out games for load management.
But you just said that.
No. You are trying to paint a narrative, and we got to go. You're trying to paint a narrative that LeBron James has been known for that. Kind of sort of like flopping and stuff like that. We're not going to do that. And we know that the poster child for load management is Kawhi Leonard. But we got to get up out of here, man. This is LakerLand episode 14. We apologize so much, y'all, for all the technical difficulties, but we will be back. We will get it right. Don't forget, we are live this Tuesday for opening night, 1 hour earlier, 6 p.m. Eastern. Myself and Zizi, we're going to be joined by the Golden State Warriors show, Gold-Blooded, Haley, and Gifted will be joining us on Tuesday. So make sure each and every one of you guys pull up for LakerLand on Tuesday at 6 p.m. It's going to be a special one for opening night, man. I am your host, moderator, 7 Mitchell. That is Zizi. Zizi, you got any final thoughts before I sign off? Zizi is still muted, so we just going to have him tweet it.
If I get muted one more time, the season is starting on Tuesday. Let's go. That's my
Let's
message.
get it. All right, man. Salute again to Lakerland. We appreciate everybody. Tank Jones, big up to you. Big Irvin, salute to you. My brother Hank from Cato in the building. I see all of y'all. Steven, shout out to y'all, man. Again, I apologize. Pascal, Rodrigo, salute to y'all, man. And we'll see y'all on Tuesday. Peace.